Yo, quick question. If you look back just 5 years ago, would you even recognize who you are today? Check our wins and lessons chart. If I make 50 bucks in 20 trades, that's an extra $1,000.
Hello, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Lee. I am a director, producer for videos and commercials, and I'm also a day trader. Today is just gonna be a very simple video. I wanna just go ahead and just have a moment just to reflect overall. Just reflect on the year, reflect on just the good stuff that's happened, and just talk about that. I think it's important to reflect back on like your growth and understand where you are, where you were, and obviously where you're trying to be at. Right now we're on our way to the PGA Superstore. We're gonna go hit some golf balls and just practice on my swing and still talk to you guys. I've been seeing a lot of those little lavalier mics, those wireless microphones, because the one that I have right now, I don't know if you guys can see, this mirror's tiny, but it's this thing right here. So sometimes when I'm moving the camera around, you guys hear like actually that noise. It's just a microphone bouncing up and down. I think some of that could be avoided by using that mic, and then as well as me being far away from the camera and not having to hold it as close as possible, because ideally I would like the audio to sound something like this, but this is what I have to work with at the moment.
Quick spoiler alert, I did not record the rest of that. I did not really record me talking or even being able to recap. I'm not gonna lie. I was at the PGA store, and when I got there was a lot of people around me and I just got stage fright. I'm not even gonna hold you to it. My mistake. But either way, I want to still reflect back on all the stuff that we've been able to do and just getting over that hurdle of uncertainty, which everybody has in different forms. Happened to me with my production company, happened to me with trading. It happens. I just want to share with you guys and talk a little bit about the struggles. You know, it was not easy. I taught myself how to edit videos on YouTube. I didn't really have a camera back then. I would use my iPad and I was just practice. I would look up a video every single day, struggle on the editing programs, and this is like when I had only iMovie at the time, and it was a bit of a mess. But just like how here I am trying to talk to the camera more and more every single day and editing, and I have no particular structure yet on how this works as far as like the YouTube world, but we're still doing it, and that's how I pretty much learned. I remember the very beginning of like my videography career, it was just uncertainty. I was just shoot because it was fun. I would edit because I wanted to learn, and I forced myself to edit a video every single day. I did that for almost 4 months without missing a day, back to back to back. Shoot a video, edit a video, post. Shoot a video, edit a video, post. That was it. That was my little formula that I had to do every single day in order for me to get better. Same way that I did with trading. There is no better way to learn other than putting yourself in the market. You get better by practicing little by little every single day. In the very beginning, your trades should be small. If you're too eager to get those big wins and that big dollar value, that's not how you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn just by understanding what you're doing, understanding why you're doing it, or understanding how the market moves. It's that simple. Mind you, you're gonna be very doubtful in the very beginning. Maybe you already are watching this video for a particular reason, but there's always a learning curve in everything that you do. So for you to think that you're gonna start off straight off the bat and be winning, that's very unlikely. It can happen to some people, but the majority, no. With trading, I had months after months after months of just losing, and I started off with a demo account. I started off with pretty much practice or paper trading and play money. Thankfully, I had a group of friends that had been doing it for a while. My mentor, he's Shay. He pretty much took me by the hand and would explain every single little thing. And even then, that was still hard for me to understand, just because I was truly new to this. And little by little, as time went by, I would keep on practicing and understanding why I was losing certain trades and what was something that was going to help me pretty much lose less and start winning, and eventually ended up being profitable. Now, almost 4 years in, it's kind of crazy to even think that I've been trading for 4 years, but I was on and off for the first 2. The third year, I pretty much locked in. I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna actually say that I'm gonna be doing this, let me dedicate some serious time. I'm not even exaggerating this, but there were certain times throughout the days that I would spend 8 hours just watching videos, 10 hours just studying. And this is on top of the business that I have. I was just putting in the work. I was just putting in that extra effort on just trying to figure out how to pretty much crack this thing. And eventually things started to click. And I remember the first couple of months, I'm not even joking, I was aiming just to make like $10, just $10 extra on 0.01 lots. I already knew that if I was able to grow $10 into 100, it's the same thing as growing 100 to 1,000, then 1,000 to 10,000, and so on and so forth. That was just the proof that I needed in order for this to make sense for me. And I was definitely one of those people that would say like, okay, you know what? When I have this going on for me, then I'm gonna start doing this. Or like those same little excuses that people tend to give, where it's like January 1st, that's when I'm gonna start eating better. Or on my birthday, that's when I'm gonna start taking things seriously. You know, those excuses that we tend to give to ourselves to make sure it's like, oh, like it's gonna be around the perfect time or whenever we feel ready. But I'll be quite honest, that never comes. That feeling of like being ready, it's not a thing. It's literally you making a decision whether you wanna do it or you don't. People don't change until they had enough. Like sometimes it takes something drastic in your life in order for you to make that change. And sometimes you just don't need to wait for that drastic moment. Sometimes it could just be you just, you know what, I'm gonna go get it. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of pushing it for next year or the year after that. Like, no, stop that. Today is the day that I'm gonna get started, because why should I wait? Why should I wait until next year if I have literally today? I promise you that was the simple mentality that it just took. If I have time today, why not now? The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. Make your decision and then you execute. And I promise you, man, it was so frustrating the first 3 months. Imagine just trying something, learning after watching video after video after video, and still losing. That's exhausting, because at first you feel like, yo, there's no way out. Or maybe this is not for me. Maybe I'm not good at this. But it's just that perseverance that allows you to get to that next level. And I remember the first day I made it was like on one trade I made $50. Everything clicked. I was like, wait. Mind you, the lot size that I was trading, it was very small. So $50 based on the lot size, it was a lot. So I started to do math and I was like, hold on. If I make $50 in 20 trades, that's an extra $1,000. I'm like, there's a lot you can do with an extra $1,000, especially if you reinvest it and keep growing it, put it back into the account, or start sizing up your account. Like it becomes very big in a short amount of time. So that's what got me going, and that's what pretty much turned everything around for me. And I'm pretty happy that I found out in that way, because it made me understand how important consistency was. I was always thinking about the next 10 trades. I was always thinking about the next 20 trades. And that's what allowed me to see just the bigger picture. Mainly because it wasn't just off of one trade. It made me step back and realize like, oh wait, this is a long-term thing. And for things to work out long-term, it has to be baby steps, little by little, little by little, little by little. And then I start to look back to like my journey with like filmmaking. I'm like, wait, I didn't start by having a production company. I started off by learning how to film. I started off by watching YouTube videos and seeing videos after videos after videos. Before I even bought myself a camera, I would record with my iPad, then record with my phone and edit those videos. And like, it started off very small, but eventually that snowball just kept on going and going and going. And then now we do these crazy commercials for these companies and whatnot, but it didn't start there. That's what allowed me to understand like this is very similar. And then it brings you back to this point where it's like we don't really see our progress daily, but when we stop and look back and reflect, at least throughout the years or the months or just the progress, the results are undeniably there. The growth is there. Think about your journey in almost anything that you're doing. I don't know who you are, or I don't know where you're at in life, but you have something to reflect on, and you're able to see that there's growth one way or another. So if you are willing to take a step forward in this journey of trading or in any other goal that you have. Like, see it that way. Like, you have to start off small, but eventually it starts to grow and get bigger. Just think about it. Like, what's one thing you've learned in your journey so far? You know, if you want to share, let me know in the comments. I'm open to replying back and seeing what you guys think. Just making sure that I had at least a 2-to-1. Always remember, make sure that your risk to reward ratio is at least a 2-to-1. If it's not a 2-to-1, it's not really worth it. If you take 10 trades and let's say you lose half of those trades, so you're at a 50%, right? 50-50. If you lose half of those trades, you will still be profitable if your ratio is 2-to-1. Check our wins and lessons chat. So that's what it ended up being between yesterday's trades and this morning.
Yo, what up?
I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my paper straight.
This vlog is sponsored by Chipotle.
Sit away. I'm just trying to get my paper.
Something about being out on the golf course, it just mentally relaxes me, or it can stress me out.
I'm just trying to get my paper straight, girl. They just wanna fuck with you. Cause they know I fuck
Hey,
with
golf.
you.
Nobody should ever golf. Worst thing you can do. Save your money.
What will you do?